Yup. See ya, boys.
I mentioned this study before on the channel several times actually, but there's a very great study where they had a double-blinded placebo-controlled trial with multiple varying doses of testosterone all the way up to 600 milligrams administered to young healthy males. They wanted to observe the reaction. There was no training, no diet controls, nothing like that. Just observe what happens. Turns out the group with 600 milligrams gained an astronomical amount of muscle even over trained and well-trained variant counterparts that weren't taking testosterone in a very short period of time. Now that's not to say that androgens are doing everything and the hormones are providing all of the results. If you take hormones and expect to get jacked, it's not going to happen and you're going to be wildly underwhelmed, but you will initially get bigger. The point being, in this video, he's saying that,
well, you know, his physique is really good. You couldn't actually obtain this natural, and it's a really impressive transformation.
no, on gear building muscle is fast, and what it also does is increases your margin of error exponentially. So let's say you're natural and you're trying to build muscle. You have maybe a 10% margin of error, where you can make about a 10% error in your habits, routines, whatever. Maybe a little less sleep, a little poor of a diet, what have you. But when you take gear, that margin of error expands exponentially. So you're talking like a 50% margin of error, where you used to be able to mess up a little bit, but now you can miss a whole night of sleep and still progress. Now you can eat basically like garbage and still progress. The kid that we reviewed, the one that he's talking about, could be very well dysfunctional as hell, could be eating incorrectly, training incorrectly, like an iPad baby. How do we know? Really? Because the thing is, the physique that he's represented pre-transformation and post-steroids isn't really that impressive. It represents somebody who has little to no experience training in the gym, as well as his age represents somebody that has little to no experience training in the gym. He's eviscerating his health because he's actually never had experience training before and then just kind of hopped on steroids immediately. That's the problem. His transformation isn't impressive because he never actually tried to do things on his own, so to speak. So yeah, it is worthy of saying bro took gear just to look natty, because he kind of did. He never trained naturally enough to even get a physique that was well accomplished. We also made a video dedicated to this dude, another 17 to 18 year old blasting
That's
steroids.
a lot of people actually.
Okay, so I always get people asking me how I made this transformation so fast. How did I do it? What's my method? What's my diet plan? What's my workout plan? And I think the thing a lot of people fail to realize is not one simple workout plan, not one simple diet plan is going to work the same on every single person. Obviously, most people have different goals, okay? Whether it be bulking up, putting on a bunch of muscle, cutting down, losing a bunch of fat, which is why you can't really use the same plan, diet plan, workout plan, whatever, for every single person, because based off your goals, you're gonna have a different approach to how you're gonna reach that goal, which is where a coach comes into play.
Yeah, I love this. This is because the consistency is what's getting you bigger. That's it. And I love the amount of these kids who are inexperienced, basically just pitching coaching in their profile description, in their videos, saying, hey, DM me coach to start your transformation. I think I'm good, bro. I think I'm good. I don't want to take my advice from a high schooler who's blasting steroids. I feel like if I'm going to get steroidal advice, I should probably go to a real professional for that, not a high school student.
Ad time.
If you do want to really start to take care of your health, Anabolic Insights, one of our sponsors down below, has an amazing website and platform that you can use right now. Skip the doctor, skip having to wait for your doctor to give you a prescription for blood work, skip having to wait on him sending you the blood work, which takes time, lots of time. Just buy it yourself for a very cheap and affordable cost, especially if you don't have health insurance. This is by far the cheapest way to go about getting your own blood work. There's pre-built panels that make it super easy for you to purchase lab work now. And the best part is that Anabolic Insights has one of the most advanced AI systems that I have ever seen, which can interpret that lab work for you and help you triangulate things within your blood work that you may have never seen. The guys behind this stuff, time later, homie's face is blown up, it's rounded out, and it's developed a whole lot of acne. This is a very common side effect due to androgen receptor activation and sebaceous glands, and bloating definitely from affecting the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system via androgen exposure. As you can see here, the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system is a very complex mechanism that basically androgens just shove a stick in the wheel spokes of and cause a whole lot of issues. This isn't necessarily detrimental or a massive health issue. It is, for sure, over time it is, but immediately it's not. However, it does change your aesthetics, facially and body-wise. This is really the physique that was created from using gear.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
As a side note here, he is, of course, an online coach, helping all young men abuse steroids together. Let's go.
Okay, one, a lot of people are gonna realize, a lot of people are gonna get hurt. Two, a lot of people are gonna realize that you can't take, like, steroids help build your muscle, yes, but your joints, tendons, and ligaments, bro, won't be as nearly as strong, and you're gonna have a bad time, bro. I'm gonna say you're gonna have a bad time.
Bro. Need a refund is a devastating comment on this post, dude. But again, the sad thing here is actually the amount of people commenting about doing the same things or asking where they can get the same things for themselves that are of a young age. I mean, check this shit out. This is disgusting. This makes matters so much worse with situations like this. He's out here sourcing it to kids. Keep in mind that this comment where he says, "Where do you even get this stuff?" and he replies, "DM me, bro," is a 14-year-old kid. Absolutely devastating,
14's
honestly.
crazy,
This
I'm
is
not gonna lie.
terrible. And look, I will say it again, gear doesn't do it all for you. You still need to eat and train exceptionally well to get the most elite of a result. When I first did my first steroid cycle, I had won my natural pro card in bodybuilding, so the PNBA Pro. I won a pro card there. So I had a decent amount of time to learn how to train, eat, and do all things sort of correctly, even though I still think after that point, I had so much to learn from this standpoint looking back. I also gave my brain some time to develop, at least. Jesus. When I started taking steroids, I thought it was going to blow me up. I thought I was going to be like IFBB pro quality bodybuilder within the year easily. It honestly didn't. It honestly didn't. It was very underwhelming for me to a point where I thought,
Oh, I'm getting fake stuff. It's all fake. It's, you know,
everyone else is using the same shit that I'm using, but
it's all fake. The stuff that they're sending me is fake.
I believed that. But the reality is there's some hyper responders, but you also have to give 100,000% of yourself to the craft to progress at the rate in which some of the most elite people do. This kid's physique, I just have to ask, is he really going through all of the motions? I mean, did he learn how to do that yet? Because the rate of progress is not good. I mean, is this kid's physique even worth the side effects long term? I mean, we're talking hair loss, erectile dysfunction, acne, tons more too,
Yeah,
by the way.
you were getting all these negatives. Why would you even take roids, period, bro? Like, what the hell? So, like, possibility of getting hurt, like, it's very high. Acne, hair loss, like, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
A lot more personality disorders, mental disorders. We've talked about this in data as well. People who are susceptible to those kind of things, taking androgens is very much so going to increase their propensity. But I would venture to say that the physique that a lot of people would probably assume is natural is not worth blasting yourself to the nines for. I don't know, man. The whole culture of like being a kid, posting about taking gear and having it be cool and like this clout chasing effect, whilst also trying to get people to pay you for coaching who are likely either a younger demographic or slightly older than you, but rarely older, is kind of, it's, you know, like, I know this because I'm a coach, right? Like, I help people, but I don't necessarily all the time get people who are older than me. A lot of the times I get people who are like right at my age or slightly younger. And I think that's with most business models that relate to a person as their spokesman. You kind of relate with the person who you hire, so you tend to gravitate towards people who are your age and demographic. And this is kind of one of those situations where you have to wonder who's paying them and is it even legal?
If you're thinking about taking MK677, this is everything you know. So basically, I've been taking it for a few months now, and I've definitely noticed some things. Like, I've definitely been able to gain weight way easier. I've been way more hungry. I've been taking it at night, and I'm still super hungry. And what I did is I started out 10 milligrams for a week, then I moved up to 20 milligrams, and I take it every single day. And the first 2 days, I definitely noticed I was a little lethargic, but after I got way better, and at the gym, like, I recovered faster. Not like an insane amount, but instead of being sore for like 2 days, I'm sore for like a day and a half. You know, in between sets, I feel like more recovered. After that, pumps have been getting better. I've definitely been super hungry. And I haven't tested my height yet. I might have grown taller, I don't know. And I've definitely been able to move more weight in the gym too. It's helped out a good bit. And some people say it's Mandela effect. Well, even if it's my brain tricking myself, I'm still more hungry and I'm also doing more weight. So it doesn't matter if it's Mandela effect or not. What I did was I got it at a supplement shop in real life. I don't trust any of the websites. So just call supplement shops near you, see if they have MK, and see if they sell to minors if you're a minor. And that's what I did.
A 16-year-old on growth hormone secretagogues. Sick, bro. There's actually been a lot of good controlled trials where MK677 was used with placebo groups, and comparing it to exogenous growth hormone injections itself on a daily basis, it's obviously a much easier form of administration. You're taking something orally, it's not obviously as invasive, and so sticking to that regimen long term is a lot easier. It's a very viable option for people who need to take growth hormone for pretty much their whole life. But when you look at those controlled trials, you don't really see anything so great. I mean, why, you have to ask, isn't it used right now if it is so good, if it's so positive? Well, in this study, they found that it drastically increased fasting insulin, insulin resistance, and post-meal glucose compared to a placebo group. They also noted that the MK677 group had a greater degree of limb fat accumulation, so their arms and legs got fatter, which is really interesting. While the study didn't necessarily say directly that there was any massive health concerns beyond the insulin resistance and post-meal glucose management, I really don't see this as something that would be great as a youth to be taking for any particular reason. This study found
I wouldn't, like, think about it, you're doing all this shit, bro, just to look natty, bro. You're doing all this shit, period, bro. Just go to the gym and keep working out, man. Don't fuck up your body for the sake of muscle, bro, or looks. Like, don't do that.
Found that oral glucose tolerance worsened after initiating treatment. So they would give somebody oral glucose or carbohydrates and then watch their blood glucose to see how their body was able to manage that current blood glucose level. And it was worse. And I will again be able to admit very clearly with you guys, I'm super transparent. This is probably one of the least harmful things that a teenager could be taking, but it's not good. And again, most importantly, it's just a gateway into many different things, because the website that you're buying something like MK677 from is diabolically filled with all sorts of different things. And for a 16-year-old kid, I mean, he has a really solid ass physique, to be honest. Like, I just don't understand why at 16 you already feel the need to rush this process. Well, I do. I mean, I get it. Physique inflation. That's where we're at in the current era. Physique inflation. Everyone's physique has gotten more impressive at a younger age. We're seeing more IFBB pros that get their card within a year or two of turning 18. It's pretty perplexing, to be honest. And the only reason that that's happening is because obviously people are starting to take steroids earlier and earlier and earlier, perpetuating this sort of thing that we're talking about.
Bro, next thing you know, you're gonna see an 11-year-old taking steroids. That'd be crazy as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. An 11-year-old taking the steroids? We got fucking 14-year-olds asking what do you run, blah blah blah. 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds, and how old is he now? I'm presuming. And they say 18-year-olds. It's like, bro, this shit's gonna go bad for a lot of people, man. And they don't realize the negatives low key outweigh the positives. Not gonna lie. Sorry. Low key outweigh the positives. When you do something and you realize what the outcome might be, bro, before you do it, it's like, it makes you think twice.